Okay, yeah. Time now is 2:35 p.m. on October 27th. Um it's a Monday, which means it's the beginning of the weekend. Um yeah, I slept from 5:10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Which is fucking insane. I don't know why I slept so late. Um, I didn't really do anything last night, but I guess dinner and then everything else just took forever. But yeah, good sleep. I really need to go to bed early though. Like, hopefully, I can go to bed earlier than 4 tonight, 4 a.m. Um, but yeah, um, I feel okay. Today is chill. It's therapy, maybe Trader Joe's, not sure yet. Um, but yeah, yeah. Um, I'm excited to see Audrey to watch Begonia. I think regardless of what it is, I just like hanging out with someone and watching a film together. I think it's just great. I had fun at AFI Fest. I think it's pretty fun, and it's like a mini Cannes. It's like Cannes Film Festival again. The way I keep running into people, the way I watched the film with Arjun and Matt and Min and Brennan and Camden. Um, it's like mini Cannes essentially. Um, yeah, that was fun. But yeah, not much else today. Gonna be chill. I just want to focus on editing and chilling, watching more movies. Because of course the grind never ends. My tongue still hurts, but I feel like I'm kind of grown accustomed to it. So yeah, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to report. Uh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Time now is 2:59 a.m. in the morning. Fuck. It's late. Tongue still hurts. I think it hurts just as bad as yesterday, which might be a good thing because that probably means it's like slowing down. The pain is slowing down, I guess. I hope. I don't know. Today's nice. I slept a lot and I didn't do much, honestly. I. Okay, I'm gonna try to speak more carefully. I didn't do much today. Um, I woke up, had breakfast, filmed a couple reviews, had lunch, and then I had to immediately head out to therapy. I was late for like 5 minutes, and I was like, "Oh my god!" My therapy session was at 6. I left my place at 5:50. But I was so fucking lucky that I was like, you know what? What if? Just what if? One in a million chance. What if a bus suddenly shows up? And I checked the transit app. A bus did show up, and I had to run to the bus stop, but I was there. I took a bus. I took two stops. I got off and I walked to the health center. That entire process took about 15 minutes. If I walk to the Engelman Health Center right now, it would take about 20 minutes. But I took a bus and that saved me like 5 to 6 minutes. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but that is a lot. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, therapy session, we didn't talk that much. I talked about being stressed out about the script. I talked about Matt and Min realizing that I'm older than how I am, and that kind of branched off into a conversation about me thinking that I'm really young. But I think what's really interesting is that the therapist, she told me that whenever I don't talk to people, they usually think that it's because they're not worth talking to and that it's their fault. Which is really interesting because I don't really think that way, because in my head everyone has really high self-esteem and everyone, like, if I don't talk to that person, they probably won't care. I don't know how true that is though, because I've met so many extremely confident people. Like, I think about Jiayang, for example, who is like 2 years younger than me, by the way, I think. And if I don't talk to him, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't. So yeah, I don't know. But it's good to know that, you know, I feel like I feel young. That doesn't actually explain why people see me young, right? But I guess it really depends on how I carry myself, but yeah. Yeah, I also got the tickets to Bugonia tomorrow. 2 tickets, 50% off, and it's still somehow $16. And yeah. Don't really know why. Yeah, $16 per person. But anyways, I'm going to see Audrey tomorrow. It's gonna be great. And yeah, it still feels kind of weird. I feel like, even though I knew Audrey way before Jiayun, I just think that this is all too fast. Like, I'm not supposed to hang out with her so early, you know. But I guess I'm hanging out with her tomorrow, so I guess I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I went to Ralph's after therapy, bought a bunch of food, and then I went home. And then I threw out some trash, and as I threw out a bag of trash, I suddenly saw Adipta. I heard a familiar voice and familiar accent. And then as I walked over to the trash chute, the trash dump, I saw Adipta talking to the apartment next door. Talking about how he might have left some stuff here and he needs to pick them back up. I saw him. He didn't see me. I saw him, and within half a second, I left. I threw the bag and I left. And immediately closed the door. The thing is, he probably still knows the code. But yeah, that was really scary. I really, thankfully he's not back, you know. But yeah, that was kind of fucked. Also, I think Veer, the Australian Indian guy I met on Starman, he's living next door. I've seen him a couple of times, and I always thought that it's probably someone similar. But no, I saw a package today and it's his name, so that's quite interesting. But yeah, I had a big dinner, and by big I mean just like a lot of meat and a lot of veg because I didn't have much for lunch. Lunch was 2 eggs and a salad, half a box of salad. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And if I want to go to bed before 4, I should like take a shower now. But I don't know why, but like, I played a film on my Blu-ray player, and then after it ended, it's 2:30 a.m. already, and I'm like, fucking great. But I don't feel that sleepy, but I do feel really tired. One day is not enough to recharge. But yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. And I also realized that I should begin having the habit of doing homework on Mondays and Tuesdays because I always think, oh, Mondays and Tuesdays are my chill days. But that's not true. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm like packed, super packed. Um, so, yeah, so I should do that. I'm also concerned about Halloween because it's Halloween week right now and people are already out partying. Um, Even though next weekend is the real Halloween, I want to go to party, even though I'm not a party person, but I want to just enjoy it and do something. And I kind of want to do with Colin because I I want to get to know him and the gang better. Second of all, if I were to make that film that I was thinking of making, I want to film at a Halloween party. I don't want to have like ask actors to come out, go to a location, and then take a few shots, and then just leave. You know, I want to make a film like the film that I'm planning to make for Click to View Septum. It's super guerrilla, meaning that I don't even have a structured script. It's separated into 4 or 5 segments, and it's yeah, and it's like whenever I can film, I film. It's if I don't have time, then I don't. So if something cool's coming up like Halloween party, or the football match in November, or whatever, you know, I'm just gonna grab my camera or grab a camcorder. I don't have one. Someone's gotta have one, and just film. And it could be anything. It could be like run and gun documentary style. It could be I'll give you a line and just say something dumb, and then that's it. And then 2 hours, I get the footage back, I keep it, and then I compile them together and then make it. It's like Caught by the Tides because that's essentially what it is. It's just like repurposing old footage. um, yeah, so probably my loosest film to date, but not the cheapest. That would be Paradise. I can't believe I'm making so many films. And then next semester there's The Empire, and then after The Empire I'm done. I mean, I have to be it because it's my last semester. But yeah, I don't really have a lot else to talk about. Yeah. All right, time now is 12:11 afternoon. Um Yeah, on October 28th, it's crazy that we're like 3 days away from the month ending. Um, yeah, I slept from 5:10 a.m. to 12, or to 11:50. Fuck. I went to bed. I planned to go to bed before 4 a.m. Um, and I fucked up again. I just have a lot to do. I did finish editing a trailer for Smooth Op, which I'm pretty proud of. And I did finish a movie, which I think is great because I watched it on Blu-ray, and I was uninterrupted until 2:30 a.m. But yeah, today should be pretty simple. I'm going to be meeting Audrey, the Asian girl, and we'll be watching Bugonia together at AMC The Grove, which is pretty cool. And yeah, and then later tonight I'll probably head over to the gym. But yeah, lots to do, lots to edit, homework, you know, another film to watch tonight. But I gotta go to bed early as fuck tonight, like as early as I can, because tomorrow I have to wake up early because it's a Wednesday. Um, yeah, and that's pretty much it. I don't really have a lot else to add. Yeah. A lot of miscellaneous stuff to handle. On October 31st, I have the class enrollment, class registration, my last class registration, and I kind of want to have a Zoom meeting with an advisor before that or something like that. I don't know. And maybe I should start looking into jobs and internships because November internship application season is coming. And then yeah, and then so on and so forth. But yeah, I don't know. I think again, I don't really know how to feel about hanging out with Audrey. I just think um yeah. I feel like I'm filling in a void that Jiayun left me. Um but also I feel like I don't know. Yeah. I'm not really thinking much about Jiayun anymore though, which is great. I think for the first time since January, I'm not constantly thinking about Jiayun. Like Jiayun is a thing of the past now. So yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess.
What was the same? I think it's next one after.
Yeah.
I think this is just.
We're gonna sit through 20 minutes of ads. Okay, time now is 2:23 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, it's late. My tongue still hurts. But the pain is, I think, somewhat similar as yesterday, so I think it's fine. I think I'm gonna get better soon. But yeah, today is interesting because I hung out with Audrey, which is a first. I feel like I hang out with a lot of girls and a lot of women, but it's always platonic and or one-sided, and it's just really crazy how I guess unlucky and I don't know how stupid I am um, for being this way. Again, I not even stupid. I guess it's a mix of unlucky and ridiculous, absurd. My life is kind of absurd. But anyways, I woke up after about like maybe 6, almost 7 hours of sleep, so not great, not terrible. I woke up and I was able to quickly film a review and then have a quick lunch, and the lunch was just orange chicken and pineapples. That's literally my lunch. It's not a lot. And then I went over to I walked over to Jefferson, Vermont bus station and arrived there at around 3:05 p.m. and I asked to meet Audrey there. And Audrey was even later than I am. First of all, today's hot, and I did not expect today to be hot, but it was 32 degrees, and I was wearing a jacket and a long sleeve shirt. That was interesting. But yeah, Audrey showed up. I saw her. She's like running. She's wearing headphones, curly hair, and white shirt, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be late. I'm running." And then we missed bus 754 because she is kind of late, so I switched plans to 38. So I crossed the road, and she's like, and I'm like, so we went over there, and then we waited for the bus. And yeah, we waited for the bus. We took the bus together. We sat together. We talked, and I got to know her a little bit more. I finally learned things. I was like, I never asked you this, but why are you doing film? Why are you majoring in film? And she's like, well, I wanted to be a director when I was super young, like fifth grade, elementary school, I guess. But the interest kind of died out. But then she watched more movies, and her dad made her watch movies, and then at the end she thought that she wanted to appreciate art, so she just went to camps. Um, yeah, I talked about my reasoning of getting into film, and then yeah, we talked about classes. We talked about Yi Yi because she didn't like Yi Yi, which I was like, how? Everyone likes Yi Yi. But yeah, we made it to the Grove an hour later at 4:15 p.m. and we had plenty of time to visit the Criterion Shelf, and we just went over movies, and it was fun. And then we went to AMC to watch Bugonia. We sat together, and it was just okay. Didn't really blow my mind or anything. And that was unfortunate. Like with the AFI festival and then with Bugonia, it's just like one lukewarm film after another. And same with Cannes. I feel like a bulk of films I wanted to enjoy in Cannes ended up not being that great. But like I think it is normal because this year, 2025, I'm watching more films from this year than in any other year. And of course, if I watch a lot of films, a lot of it will be mid. So I keep making predictions like this gotta be great, that gotta be great, and it keeps letting me down. Um, but yeah. And then afterwards, we took a bus back home another hour, and we talked more. No, we took a bus and then went metro, and it was really nice talking to her, really friendly. But it's totally different vibe from Jayun. I don't know why, but like me talking to Jayun, especially in Little Tokyo, it was very intellectually stimulating. It was like playing chess. The way Jayun talks about electronic music and clubbing, um, and and then our conversation could go very serious and very deep and personal, and then it could go back up, and I would joke around. With Audrey, maybe it's because we're not that close yet, but I do not feel that way at all. Like, Audrey doesn't smoke or drink. Never even heard her curse. I'm sure she does curse, but I've never even heard her swear. And she just talks about how she lived in the suburbs in Michigan, 30 minutes away from Detroit, and um, she came to LA and, life. And yeah, and I don't really know much else. And then we didn't talk about anything too personal either. I guess I briefly talked about, oh, my secondary school life was interesting. I became the detective there, and she talked about how she doesn't want to deny her cringy past. Like she used to like some things, and she's proud of liking them, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's really nice, but I just don't. I feel like I'm still grieving losing Jayun. I'm still grieving that. Um, but it is nice. It is nice hanging out with her, and I got to see Bugonia. With or without her, I would be seeing Bugonia at AMC today, anyways. So there's that. But yeah, she walked to GSF on campus for her dance club meeting. I took a lift back home. And then after that, I was debating whether I want to go to the gym or not. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll go. Because, again, like, if I don't go, then I'll have to wait until next Tuesday. So I'm like, fine. So I went to the gym very briefly, and then came back to shower. Went to the bathroom, took a shower. And while using the bathroom, someone's cooking downstairs. Okay, as I return home, Mary's doing karaoke. She brought a speaker and a microphone and everything and just singing, which is kind of crazy because she's just living on her own with a bunch of strangers. So I have no idea what's happening. And then someone's cooking downstairs. I don't know who, but the smoke alarm went off and it kept on going and going and going. And now it's beeping every 40 seconds again. So fucking great. My room smells burnt now. Um, and the smoke alarm is beeping every 40 seconds. But you know what? It's not the first time it happened, and surprisingly, I can get used to it pretty fast. So I'm sure I can fall asleep. Also, I feel a little headache now. I think it's because I'm just tired. I'm perpetually tired. Yeah, I texted a lot of people today. I don't know why. Oh yeah, Birkin. Right. Yesterday, or I think this morning? Yeah, this morning. Birkin DM'd me asking me to go to the Ends and Means premiere at CMD, which is fucking crazy. I've been waiting for this for 2.5 years. I immediately texted Tova, and Tova's like, "I want to come too." And then I told Birkin. I told Birkin, "Can I bring another guest?" And Birkin's like, "Okay, it's for crew, but sure." And I told Birkin, "Well, it's for Tova." And Birkin's like, "Yeah, of course. I just couldn't reach her." And I'm like, "Okay." And then Birkin told me to reach out to other people, and I'm like, "Sure." So I sent it to Jonathan, I sent it to Naja and Liam, and Jonathan and Naja both saw it, and Naja's like, "I'm not going." And Jonathan's like, "Yeah, I said yes, but I don't know." And then Naja told me that apparently a lot of people are not going, like Skylar's not going, Bree's not going, Ava's definitely not going. And so that made me think, you know what, if no one's going, if only half the people I know are going, then I'm not gonna go. Um, yeah. But if everyone's going, then I'm gonna go. So yeah, it really depends. Because the thing is, it's on a Friday 6 p.m. and guess what? At 5 p.m. I have Click to View, and I don't want to miss that. So yeah, so I don't know. I don't know, and I know this is more important than Click to View, but I also don't want to ruin whatever I've left at USC. So I guess it just really depends. And I don't want to be greedy and do both, you know. So yeah. Um. Yeah, and then beyond that, not much else. I also texted Colin because he doesn't read his Instagram DMs. I texted him asking him if he wants to act for my film for Click to View, and he's like, "Yes, sure!" Exclamation mark. Which is surprising because before I texted him, I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna say no, blah blah blah." And I'm like an idiot. Why am I doing this? I've been making short films since like 2017, and I'm still insecure about it. I've been making movies since for 8 years, and every time I ask people for help, I'm still like, ugh. And I talk to Justin, a Malaysian guy, quite a bit. Um, yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Excited for tomorrow. Hopefully, I get enough sleep. Jesus. Yeah. Okay, time now is 8:55 a.m. on October 29th, and yeah, I slept from 4:20 a.m., 4:22, 4:25 to 8:45, and then went back to bed for a little more. Yeah. So 4 hours of sleep, 4 hours and 20 minutes of sleep. Yeah, that sucks. But at least I went to bed earlier than 5, so that's good. I did not finish the film, Eyes Without a Face, at all. I watched half an hour and I'm like, I'm just distracted. Um, yeah, I didn't finish a lot of things last night, so there's that. And then now we're back in hustle and bustle of the week. With Wednesday, with the Asian horror class, and the Lynch class. Um, yeah. Mm. Um, the beeping smoking alarm, it's not even affecting me. So, fun fact. Um, yeah, I'm so tired. Maybe Saturday I could sleep all day. No, actually, I could sleep late probably. Yeah, it's Halloween weekend, and I don't have anything planned really. I kind of want to go out and see Chainsaw Man though, but yeah, sleep deprivation strikes back. Oh my god. Um, I was thinking of doing a review, but this morning, but I guess not. Uh, yeah, that's it. And I don't feel sore at all from gym, which is bad. I feel like I'm not doing enough. Also, want to mention that I dreamed that I had a bunch of pet owls, and I was like reminding myself to feed them water and food in a cup, and then I realized I need to name them. So I tried to get name tags and an anvil, like in Minecraft. So that was kind of fun. Okay, it's 3:26 a.m. in the morning. Jesus Christ, it's late. Today is intriguing to say the very least. I feel good today. Today's a feel good day, and I feel like a lot of things are just working out. Not really. Not a lot of things are working out. But yeah, today I woke up and I originally planned to film a movie review, but I didn't, and I still somehow went out of my apartment late. Did not catch the bus, and I walked to school really fast. And I went to my Asian horror class, and I'm still somehow earlier than Audrey, so that's cool. I was like 3 minutes late. Asian horror, it was nice. Sat beside Audrey again. It's just crazy. Like, we just hung out yesterday, and now we're sitting beside each other again. It's like back in secondary school, where I hang out with someone, and then next day they're back. It's bringing back those vibes. But yeah, we watched Shudder today, and I fell asleep in the beginning. I'm just too tired. I just like it's a rare case for me to be awake throughout the entire film. I always fall asleep. There's like an 80% chance I fall asleep to everything these days, so there's that. But yeah, didn't really speak much. I talked to the Vietnamese professor because during lecture she asked about Apichatpong, and I'm a big fan. And then she asked, "Has anyone here seen Apichatpong?" And only me and some other dude in the back has seen an Apichatpong film. And then the professor asked me, "What have I seen?" And I started listing out the 5 films I've seen from him, and someone gave me a mic. And so that's that. And then the other guy in the back, I've only seen like Uncle Boonmi and Memoria, the two most popular ones, but I'm the big fan. But yeah, and then after class, and then after class, as I walked out, so as I walked towards class, I saw my RIT 340 professor, aka Audrey's current RIT 340 professor. Crazy. As I left class, both me and Audrey saw the Romanian professor, um, which is cool because he's teaching 190. Audrey's texting me right now, which is cool. Audrey said Happy Halloween, and then the Romanian professor saw me and was like, "Hey, nice to see you again." And I smiled and I was like, "Happy Halloween to you too." And then I just left. I don't know what to say, and I was so tired I can't think of a cool response. But yeah, it's good to establish like good connections with professors though. It's really good. Good idea. Anyways, Audrey left for RIT 340, so I went back home. I waited for a while for the bus. I came back home for lunch, and I quickly had lunch, which is noodles. I quickly filmed a movie review, and instead of going downstairs to paint for my art assignment, I just edited the review, and then once again I was late. I missed the bus, so I walked to school, and I didn't really care because I know for the Lynch class they don't immediately start the film anyways. I'm thinking if I'm 15 minutes late, it's fine. Thank God I'm earlier than 15 minutes late because after my noodles, I was really, really thirsty and I really wanted the mango green tea from Pot of Cha. The issue is that Pot of Cha is all the way on the other side of the campus. And also, I want something to drink because I know for a fact that I would fall asleep. So I really want something to drink at the Norris Theater, even though drinking is not allowed. Um, Aside from water. But I just really wanted to. And then I thought, hey, there's a boba place, Yoboseo, at the village. I could get that. But Tiger asked me if I could record the lecture because she's not going to be there. And so I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to spend more money on drinks. I get to eat outside tomorrow anyways, so I directly walked to Norris. I ended up in Norris Theater. I was 7 minutes late. And Jesus Christ. The moment I sat down, one more minute of lecture, and then they start the film. So thank God I did not go to Yoboseo or anything like that. Because that would cost me at least 20 more minutes. And some money. But yeah, I watched Straight Story, and I tried really hard to stay awake. And alas, I fell asleep during the middle, just for a little bit. I would like doze off, and then in the same scene I would wake up, so I would still know what happened. But yeah, that's really bad. But I still think I got the gist of the film. But yeah. And then afterwards, we have the Mary Sweeney talk. And I asked a question, and I was pretty articulate. I talked about David Lynch and therapy and him refusing to see therapy, but also like mental health. And then Mary Sweeney talked about meditating and how if it weren't for movies, David Lynch would end up in the streets. And how like David Lynch is just a really funny and lighthearted guy in real life. And I just find it really interesting because I'm seeing a therapist now and I do see myself that way. I think I've come to a point where I realize that sometimes I really want to be dark and edgy and mysterious in real life, but truth be told, I don't actually act like this in real life. I'm actually very soft and friendly in real life. I'm nice. And I think I should just embrace that, embrace my softness, because the thing is, my films are fucked up and edgy and gross and dark and confusing as well. And Lynch was like that too, so it's okay to be like that. But yeah, before we watched this film, actually, and also after the Mary Sweeney Q&A, the professor talked a bit about how he has confirmed Naomi Watts is coming next Wednesday, which is fucking insane. So I'm going to be there extra early, get a good spot, and I'm going to ask a ton of people to come here. But the professor told us to not tell too many people, because if word gets out, then everyone's going to want to come, and then it's going to be chaos. It's going to be like the George Lucas screening. Maybe not that crazy, but still. So there's that. And then, yeah. And then after class, after the film, I saw Justin T a little bit, but he left. Not a lot of people showed up today. But I left with Shalin, Anya, and Rachel. And Garrett wasn't here. And so I wanted to talk to them about Halloween plans because I wanted to hang out with them during Halloween because they seem like cool people and I don't have anyone else to hang out with. Maybe Min, but because Min has a party that night too. But also I want to use a Halloween to film something cool. So I talked to them. I talked to Riley, the freshman, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to the KXSC party. And I'm like, cool. So I talked to Anya about it, Shalin and Anya, and they're like, yeah, come. We're also thinking of pre-gaming. And I'm like, what time? And they're like, I don't know, but I'll let you know. So there's that. On top of all that, Thomas Fitzgerald texted me out of nowhere. Apparently he's throwing a party. Turns out that party is tonight, like a few hours ago. So I can't. I'm sorry. And then Jaden Wu from APCA texted me and asked me to help set dress this weekend for K-Shay's film Continue. And I've thought about it. I kind of don't want to. I want to just sleep. But then I'm like, it's a bunch of people I know. It's Ethan Kwan and Harley's there. I think Thanos would be there. So I'm like, fine. So I'm showing up, but just Saturday, and that's it. Um, yeah, and yeah, and then I think that's pretty much it. Not much else. And also, I texted Jiren. I really debated myself if I should do it or not, but then again, it's like I don't want to actively avoid her. I don't want to actively chase after her. I want to remain on neutral terms with her. So I just texted Jiren, "Hey, Mary Sweeney's coming tonight and next weekend, next week, next Wednesday, and also Naomi Watts is coming." And she's like, "Fuck, okay, I'll come." So there's that. And not much else. I told Audrey. I told her to let me know when you're free so that we could watch one battle after another. So there's that, and then I just spent 2 fucking hours just painting this part. I'm 1/3 done with the painting. I need it to be done by Friday noon. Fuck, so much is going on. Also, during the Asian horror class, I saw Audrey just writing cover letters and going to Indeed and applying for internships, and that kind of freaked me out. And I'm starting my internship hunt now. And I WhatsApped Tiger and asked her about the Spectral Vision thing, which is a small company that accepts international students, which is worth a shot. But yeah, the game is on. The internship frenzy is happening. The internship hysteria is happening, and it's really freaking me out. I want jobs, I want money, and this is killing me. And then finally, I check this every day, but today something happened. The AMC No Other Choice Q&A. Holy fucking ballsacks. But um, the catch is that it takes place on a Wednesday, and it's Inland Empire Wednesday. So I literally, this is it's a very difficult choice. I'd probably go for No Other Choice. But the thing is, I'm not even sure if it's happening in LA. Sometimes you go to the AMC website and you see a Q&A and it doesn't say where it's happening. Sometimes it's actually New York. So maybe it's not even in LA. But I really, really hope Park Chan-wook would come to LA to do a Q&A, which is what's happening according to Q&A. Park Chan-wook and Lee Pyong-hun, which is crazy because right now Park Chan-wook should be at Savannah, Georgia, where he was just there a few days ago, and Lee Pyong-hun went back to South Korea, supposedly because he just won like a presidential award or something. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I might have to skip Inland Empire, which is sad because I love that film. But I will be there for Mulholland Drive, and Naomi Watts will be there, so that's really cool. So yeah. Okay, time now is 10:22 a.m. on October 30th. Yeah, I guess so. Jesus. Yeah, I slept from 4:25 to 10 a.m. Yeah, really tired. Oh my god, I just cannot sleep early. I just cannot. Uh, I need to go to bed at like 3 a.m. tonight or something. But yeah, last night was surprisingly productive, relatively, because I was able to finish a film. I was able to do some of the homework. I finished editing the trailer for, my film, and it was a pretty good day overall. It was pretty good. But yeah. Today there's a CTWR, MPSA class, and then I'm excited to eat food outside. I really am. I'm thinking dulce. I'm thinking kava maybe. I don't really know because I wanna drink something nice. And then finally there's the PD class. Yeah, that's it. For Halloween, I really want to try dressing up like a woman. As you all know, that's been on the back of my mind for a while. I don't think I can commit to it. I don't have a dress. I don't have high heels. So I'm just gonna do JoJo again. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't have a wig either. That sucks. I think that's really important. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm so excited for the party. The thing is, I think Matt would be there. I think Cheyenne would be there as well. All the edgy people would be there. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. And Saturday I'm going to set, which I shouldn't have agreed. Um, for the only day I can sleep is Monday, and then Tuesday I'm going to see Chainsaw Man, highly likely. Um, so yeah, that's that. That is that. Um, yeah. I had a nice dream where so much happens. Um, and everyone's like so much is going on. Um, all my family's talking to me, and my schoolmates are talking to me, and yeah, yeah, it was nice. Oh my god, I really want to sleep.
Like it was a group on your program in the place of guru. I think that's
Okay, time now is 1:10 a.m. in the morning. My canker sore is pretty much gone now. I'm really happy. I feel free. I feel released. Um, yeah, today went quite well. I think I woke up and I was able to have breakfast, film a movie review real quick, and then extremely fast had a quick lunch, and then I went over to CTW to the MPSA, Motion Picture Script Analysis, MPSA class. And I arrived a little early, and I thought to myself, you know what? I should go to the Amazon pickup place to check if my packages have arrived because I ordered nail polish and eyeliner and a lipstick, you know. And so I went over there and I I asked about this and I found out that I don't have the email that says, pickup delivery available, generate the code because usually if you send your package to an Amazon pickup point, you get like a barcode, you scan it, and then somebody will put that package in that locker, and then you can just get the package super easy. I didn't get the email, and it's not the first time something like this happened, and I was like, fuck, great. It went missing again, of course. At the time I need it, like tomorrow, it's gone. So I talked to the person there, and she's like, yeah, this the you know you put in the address manually. You should have scanned our QR code instead. So we probably rejected it, but you should ask FedEx first. I went over to FedEx. They don't have it, and then I was like, great. And then I thought, fuck it. I'll go to Target right now and buy whatever because I literally don't have time to buy all of this again. Tomorrow's Halloween, literally. So I went to Target and I got nail polish and a pretty simple eyeliner, and I'm like, fuck it, it's fine. And as I was leaving, I looked at my phone and I found out that I just got the email. And I'm like, great. So I put everything back. I walked over to Amazon pickup place. I picked it up, opened up, stored it, left. I walked really fast over to MPSA class, and I was like a couple minutes late, but it's a-okay. I was just in time for the access for the attendance code. Got the code and then went for class. I sat alone. I watched Lady Bird. It's pretty good. And it made me kind of sad, honestly, because the film is about high school life, and yeah, it's American high school life, and it's very far removed from whatever I had experienced. But watching high school movies really make me nostalgic, but bittersweet. Like I don't know. I wish I would have had a more interesting high school life. I wish I would have had a more interesting secondary school life. Um, you know. But yeah, and then I went home immediately. It was kind of awkward during the break. A bunch of people that I know, but I just chose to ignore, like Chloe, Eloise. She was like, we made eye contact several times, and she's like, "Hey, Enoch," and then she just left, and I'm like, "Hey," and then she's gone. And like, I don't know, just a bunch of people, like Nobert and Finn Liu and and then Axel BB talked to me for a little bit. So I talked to him a little bit, and then that's it. So we left maybe half an hour early, and I thought the most ideal thing to do is probably immediately head back home. So I head back home, and I took a piss, and then I wiped down my laptop, and I used my own laptop to do the SketchUp assignment. I downloaded software, couldn't open it, so I used a web version. Turns out the assignment is super duper easy. And then I immediately left, and I returned to campus, and I was at the USC Village. I had about an hour and 1.5 hours to kill, so I went to Dulce. I had a nice lunch with a cup of matcha, ice matcha, and or like dinner. So I'm glad. I'm happy that I had dinner outside. It's always nice to fill in the quota, the food quota, so that I don't have to cook all over again at night. In fact, I'm pretty low on food right now, but I feel like it's not a huge problem because, yeah, I just don't think it's a particularly big problem because tomorrow I'm probably gonna head to Trader Joe's, and then Saturday lunch I'm going to set, so that's kind of covered. So yeah. Anyways, that's that. I went over to SC third floor, had my dinner, and then I posted my trailer for Smooth Operator, and it's doing numbers, people are liking it, and it's pretty cool, whatever. The thing is, like, there's nothing particularly great about today or significant about today that made me want to post it. It's just, gotta post it. And it's really interesting, because this trailer feels like a form of protest, it feels like an angry, ranting thing, but it really isn't. I'm really tired, and I'm feeling kind of okay and mellow, and I love the word mellow. It really describes how I feel right now, and it's just not. I wish people wouldn't associate my films with me as much, because it really does not reflect how I feel at all. Like, I mean, it does reflect some, but also not. But yeah, there's that. I texted Colin about filming him tomorrow, and yeah, and he's not reading my texts. So if I DM him, he won't read it. If I text him, he won't read it. I literally cannot reach him. So that's great. So I have no idea. But either way, if I film tomorrow or not film tomorrow, I'm going to their party, the KXSC party tomorrow. Because why not? Because I think it's not even for filming. I mean, usually the day before I start filming short films is usually extremely stressful. And if this is a really serious short film, I would be extremely stressed out right now. Like, where's the producer? Where's a finished script? Where are the props, the gear? Is everything paid for? But honestly, I don't really care. I'm going into this project completely just without any direction. Just, I don't even want to care. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I went to, I got a B- for my midterms for my PD class, which is the second lowest in the class, and 80%. Yeah, that's really fucking bad. The thing is, I don't know a lot of the questions, and my mind was deep fried, and also a lot of the questions I was just blanked out. I had no idea how to answer them. And then, yeah, the PD class, we did SketchUp. I did not fall asleep at all. Christian did not show up, which is a bit disappointing, but I had fun with the class. And then that's pretty much it. I took a lift home, and that's it. I don't know why, but I feel a little sad right now, and it could be a combination of several things. One is the whole Starman 480 and 310 thing is over, which means I'm a little bit freer now. And when I get freer, this means I think more, and when I think more, I get a little more sad. And the other thing is maybe the weather is getting cold, even though yesterday, I actually really hot. But in general, it's getting colder. It's going into, fall, autumn territory, and, it's affecting me. But also because of the news that Hachama, my favorite VTuber, went onto a stream and ranted about life and depression and suicidal thoughts, and apparently she's suffering from schizophrenia, or at least some fans are speculating. She talked about her family issues, how her dad abandoned her, and she couldn't make any friends, and she started writing poetry in English, in bad English, which I feel really bad for. And that just made me feel really bad. And it sort of like accumulates like a bunch of isolated incidents, I guess. Sort of like made me feel a certain way. Jayun over the summer talking about her struggles with suicidal thoughts, and also I guess earlier, it's funny, my therapist telling me that SCA has a real mental health issue because tons of people get hospitalized from SCA. So much so that SCA needs its own therapist, because SCA is one of the least mentally healthy places in USC. So it's just, there's something kind of energy draining and sad about everything, and I'm honestly feeling a little melancholic right now, and yeah, so I don't really know. I don't really know. I'm gonna change my clothes back, go downstairs, and continue painting, which is due tomorrow noon. But yeah, I'm excited for the Halloween party. It's kind of scary. It's, social fear is striking me. But I don't know. I just want to be somewhere, and yeah, yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. I don't really have a lot else to add. I really don't. I just, I watched Lady Bird, and all I could think of was maybe this is how Jayun feels like. Like, if I was Jayun and I live life, I would feel like the movie. Because, a lot happens in Lady Bird. The main character gets, hooks up with, like, two guys, and there's a bunch of drama. It's depressing. It's a bit angsty, but also kind of cringy and jumpy and naive and young. And I feel like Jayun is like that. It's like, to her, it's just another incident, another incident, another incident. And how that's so different from, if I make a film about my life, it's going to be so different. It's going to be like a lot of long takes. It's going to be very sad and going to be very weird, but also kind of funny, but also like very niche. Like, I can't even describe it, but it would be like a Kiyoshi Kurosawa film, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I still kind of like Jayun, and maybe I'm just recovering from that grief. It's not over yet, but and it's interesting that she's like out of sight, out of mind. Like, she rarely shows up. She showed up for George Lucas. She showed up for Samantha Kwan. I was gonna say Sammy Kwan. Yeah, Sammy Kwan. Yeah. Yeah, she's like one of the few people who actually intellectually I can go toe to toe with, even though we're interested in very different things. But I can name a historical painter, and she would know, and like she would name a niche electronic subgenre, and I would know, and she would say something in French and I would kind of know what it means, and and I don't even know, like, not even Leslie, even though I was head over heels with Leslie, but I don't think I'm even, I don't think I can go toe to toe with Leslie intellectually, because she's much more, she would just be like, fuck you. Like, I don't know, don't care. So I don't know. I truly don't know. I forgot to mention that yesterday Matt Chan liked one of my reviews on Letterboxd, which is really surprising, so that's cool. I feel like after I told him that I'm actually 23, his idea of me gonna change, because I feel like a child, but at times I'm not a child. And I feel like the way I act in front of Colin and, Garrett and Matt is super different from the way I act in front of Jaehyun. I feel like I'm a different person in front of Jaehyun. Like, I'm much more comfortable with Jaehyun, which is crazy because, like, early days, Mary is like the least comfortable person I could be in a room with. But with Jaehyun, I actually felt comfortable. Even though she's like challenging, she's like a puzzle, she's like a mind game, but I always feel easier to joke around with her and sort of like tease her and test her. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hollow. I feel a little hollow right now. So yeah, part of me, even though I'm really hyped on making The Empire, which is this really angry, fast-paced thing, part of me, I just want to make a very slow movie about sad people being sad and the nature and just like I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, it's 4 fucking a.m. in the morning, and what is this? Fucking ladybug on my backpack? Seriously? Oh my god, okay. I don't even know what to do anymore. Okay. This thing shouldn't be harmful, right? Shit. Nope, get back. Okay, you silly goose. Okay. I don't want to kill you. I'm just gonna pick you up. Shit, come on, bruh. Okay, let's release this thing. Oh my god, wait. Bruh. Okay, time now is 9:28 a.m. on October 31st. It's Halloween. And, yeah, I slept from, I don't even fucking know. I went to bed at 4:25-ish, but, I feel like I didn't fall asleep until 5 something. Yeah, and I woke up at 8:55, and then I went back to bed for 20 more minutes. But yeah. So last night I tried really, really hard to do everything I wanted to do, and I just can't. I just fucking can't. I spent 2 hours downstairs working on the painting, and the painting doesn't look great. And somehow I planned to only take about maybe 40 minutes to work on it. It took 2 fucking hours, and yeah, it was just too much. Yeah. And then after working on the painting, it's already 3:30, so I literally have no time to watch Dark Water. Literally no time. No time to watch it. I finish editing and movie review, and then I suddenly remember, oh yeah, tomorrow 9 a.m. in the morning I have to register for classes, and yeah, I have to register for classes, and I have a hold, and I need to finish a web seminar thing. So I immediately speed run through a seminar. It's very short, actually. It's supposed to be 15 minutes long, but still, that's something. And as I went through all of that, and then I'm thinking about how I want to film the Halloween party, and this means I need to clear the storage space for my camera and charge my camera, and then I have to charge this and that, and it's just too much. So, yeah, I went to bed at 4:20 something, and then, which is not that bad, 4:20 something to 8:55 is not that bad. And then I couldn't fall asleep. I don't know what's wrong with me. I felt hot. I rolled around, and I just couldn't fall asleep at all. And I'm just thinking, what the hell did I eat wrong? Like, did I drink coffee? No. Was it the matcha? But like, matcha never worked on me. In terms of caffeine, matcha doesn't work on me, so I just don't know. And at 4:40 something, I went upstairs and turned the AC lower, and then I went back to bed, and I still couldn't fall asleep for a while. And then here I am. So I woke up at 8:55. I went online, went to Rev registration, and boom, the complete class, Zen and Taoist literature, that's gone already. Don't know why. I'm already one of the earliest dates. Most students don't register until November something. Second of all, I could not register for the Mary Sweeney class because I haven't talked to my fucking advisor. Oh, god damn it. So, I'm gonna do that ASAP. But yeah. So today, I still kind of have to wake up early because I need to finish the goddamn painting, and I have a mini movie round of video to film, to record, and then I have the art class, and then after the art class, finally, so I don't have assignments after the art class because it's the end of the week, and I can finally take a rest. Maybe I'll go back to bed, I don't know. But at night, there's a party. I don't even know if I'm filming anything today. Colin's, I haven't really thought of anything. Colin's not reading my texts, and I'm so busy doing 12 other things that I'm not even prepared technologically, I don't even have the camera completely cleared storage space, so I might not even film anything tonight. So yeah. Oh yeah, I'm so fucking tired, man. I really want to sleep. And then tomorrow I have to go to set. So, the torture never ends, huh? It never ends.
Wait, who says that? I don't know. I don't know who says that.
Bruh, what the hell? I somehow just did this. I look very feminine right now. Interesting. Okay, it's 10:04 a.m. in the morning. I look like this. It's Halloween. And unfortunately, a whole year since last year's Halloween, I'm still in a similar predicament where I'm not even sure if I'm actually gonna go to a party or not. Even though I've talked to Colin and Garrett and Anya and Shalin and Riley the freshman about this, but for some reason no one's telling me shit, and I feel kind of left in the cold. I feel like I can be abandoned at any given moment. I'm dressed all fancy now. I put eyeliner in my eye. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna take this sweet time right now to sort of talk about today yeah, and then because the party, if I do end up going to one, maybe I'm dressing up with all this and it's all a fluke. That's very much possible. But anyways, today is bad. I had a terrible sleep. I woke up feeling terrible. I went back to bed until 9:20 something, and I couldn't get out until 10 a.m. And by then I only had a little bit of time to finish the painting and film a mini movie round of video. And I still somehow did it very fast. I caught the bus. I walked to class. I was like 7 minutes late. In my art class, I immediately put up my drawing, and the Taiwanese girl who's really good at drawing, she liked that one, but I honestly thought my drawing is subpar. But yeah, we spent the rest of the class sort of drawing, sketching the villain design, and I was literally falling asleep, waking up, falling asleep, waking up, trying to do that shit. And you know what? It felt really nice. It was really cold, and I love this half dreaming, half awake state. But anyways, after class, I realized, oh my god, I almost forgot, but Andrew Wu previously asked me to head over to SCA to watch Golden because of the test screening. So I headed over there. Andrew Wu texted me, "Are you coming?" And I'm like, "Yes, on my way." I arrived there. I sat down. I saw Andrew Wu and Kate Xiao and Kei Shei. And then I suddenly realized Colin and Garrett were like in front of me. I didn't even see them when I walked in, which is great because I need to talk to them. But yeah, we watched Golden, and then a bunch of people left, and I stayed behind because when I walked in, they finished it already. I stayed behind. They would replay it. So the original idea is this test screening thing is going to end around 3:30 ish, and then I'm going to head over to Trader Joe's, buy some stuff, and then maybe 4:30 I'll make it back home. I'll take a nap. I'll chill. I'll wake up, and then I'll, set up stuff, whatever. That didn't happen. We stayed at that room until 4:15 ish. And then afterwards, I was really hungry. We just kept talking. And then they were like, you know what, let's get food. And I'm like, sure. So I followed them to Chipotle. And apparently, if you are in a costume, you can get Chipotle for $6. And if with guac, it's 8.25 for some reason. I didn't know that. But yeah. So I followed Andrew Wu, Brandon Wu, and Kate Xiao to Chipotle. And then I'm not in costume, so Brandon quickly gave me this Finn Adventure Time costume, this onesie, but I didn't wear the whole thing. I just wear the top half. So the second half is just like hanging about behind me like a tail. But I got to Chipotle, I bought stuff, and then I head back home. And for the rest of the time, I edited a movie round of video. I cleared up some storage space, etc. I did all this, and no news. Colin and Garrett seemed really nice. They're like, yeah. Colin was like, yeah, sorry, I didn't see your text, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's okay. And then I'm like, let me know when the pregame starts. And they're like, sure. I assume the pregame's around 8 p.m. No news. Right now it's 10 already. So again, I don't know what's happening. I DM'd Riley the freshman. I texted Colin, no answer. So this is very awkward. awkward situation. I've known them for over a year and I still don't know them, I guess. But I'm still gonna show up to the party, I guess. I don't know. Because apparently tons of people will be there. Also, I saw Franklin yesterday before PD class. I also ran into the screenwriting professor, and I also ran into Logan the Grip from Starman. Complicated. But yeah, I guess I'll head out. I surprisingly look feminine with this eyeliner. I thought it won't really add much, but it really just completely changed the vibe of my eyes. It looks so dreamy and soft now. As if it weren't dreamy and soft before, am I right? So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just head over to the party, and if Colin and Garrett aren't there, then they aren't there. If they're there, then that's great. But I asked Riley to bring his camcorder. I'm also bringing my camera, which is totally not fit with my outfit. But maybe it's a good idea to bring it back because I have no pockets in this thing. So, yeah. Okay, it's 1:38 a.m. in the morning. I'm back in my room. I got back maybe about 20 minutes ago. And I'm gonna just take a shower and immediately head to bed. I kind of want to watch the horror film that I missed out on, but it's fine. But yeah, that was really interesting. Yeah, I mean, okay, let's continue what happened today first before I talk about the party. Yeah, I still have some remnants of nail polish on my nails, which is nice. I don't want it to be completely gone. Honestly, I like that it's like, ooh, it was there, it's the past. Eyeliner looks amazing. I look so feminine. The lipsticks don't make me feminine. The nail polish don't make me feminine. It's the eyes. And I just look so... Oh, I look so soft and, like, not even flamboyant, just soft. Which is nice because it complements my softness really well. Yeah, it's nice. Today, throughout the day, I was just really tired. When I went into the classroom, which is room 204, where they test screened to golden, I saw a bunch of people sitting very seriously, and I thought it was like a class is going on at first, and I was like, stop for a moment, and then I went in, because I think I saw Andrew Wu and Kate Xiao in the back, and then I went in, and I was like, I thought it's a class or something, and then people were laughing. But there were like maybe 10 people in the room or less. Yeah, actually less, probably like 7. No, maybe 10, I don't know, but I sat in the very back with Andrew Wu, and yeah, it's just kind of intriguing, and yeah, it's I don't know, I think a lot of my last few years of college, especially in USC, I always feel like I'm some kind of outsider, or at least I'm trying to get close to certain groups of people, but I can never do it. But today I feel like I am kind of in that APCA group now, like the Wu Bros, Kate Xiao, Ethan Kwan group. You know, we went to get Chipotle together, and yeah. And then this Click to View group, like the Colin Garrett group, I feel like I'm not that close, but then they're also really nice to me, and I don't know, I feel like I'm getting there. But yeah. Yeah, anyways, let's talk about the party then. Right. So, Colin texted me back saying, yes, we're there now. So I immediately took a lift, went over there. It's really interesting because I feel like the perception of me by the public is like I'm a very uptight guy. Or at least I'm kind of a quiet, uptight, shy guy, but then I'm just in this crazy makeup. I'm in this sailor costume and I'm going out because it's Halloween, and it's the last Halloween of my undergrad life. And gotta make it good. And I must say today's Halloween party is tamer than last year's. It felt shorter, it felt tamer. Kind of ended fast. And very different. Last year was the party at Haute Magazine, and I think that was more interesting because that was the day I met Jayan. But also I think I think that was like a first time for me to be at one of these Halloween parties, and it's like very overwhelming. This time around, I know what I'm in for, but still, when I got off the Lyft car and there's a bunch of people lining up outside of the house, and it's no one I know, some girl walks past me and goes, "Sailor," and I'm like, haha, that's not my costume, but sure. I started getting really awkward and a little scared. I was like, oh, I feel so I feel like an idiot. Because everyone's coming with friends, already laughing, already half drunk. And I'm just there with a little camera bag. But I got in, I paid $5, Venmoed them, which is easy, small, $5. Better than 13, which I paid last time. Got in, and it's this weird, it's a walkway, and then there's another, like, sheltered path, very narrow, to a small courtyard, very tiny courtyard, shit ton of people. It was so crowded, it was so noisy. It's like I don't even know where can I get a drink. There's so many people, it's overwhelming. I immediately saw Anya, but Anya left, and then for the rest of the night I did not see her at all. She just disappeared. But I like that she's wearing like a magician's hat, because that's sort of like the role I was planning to give her in my film, is like a magician, a magical girl. But yeah, I later walked in and I saw Garrett, and I saw Riley, the freshman, and yeah, and then I saw, and then later Colin texted me asked me if I'm there, and I'm like, yes, I'm there. And then I eventually found Colin, who is in this cabaret character that I've never seen cabaret. I'm sorry. and, yeah, it's so really nice. People are here, and there's like the group like Rachel Shin and Rachel, the other twin, Rachel Baruch, and also like Leandra and others. And I just talked with them a little bit, just talking, and then at some point I went out to grab a drink. Because I need to drink something. I want to get drunk. My expectation for tonight, honestly, was that I want to be shit-faced drunk. Because I've never done that. And Halloween, my last Halloween of my undergrad life, would be a great day to be shit-faced. But unfortunately, I've set tomorrow. And also, no one else around me is that hardcore. Like, Colin is tired. She wants to go home. Garrett wants to go home. So I'm like, fine. As I was walking over to get drinks, I saw Tristan, Saint Germain, and Maisie come in, which is crazy. I haven't seen them in a while. Real interesting, because I think earlier I saw Maisie on Instagram story showing a selfie, and she's in this tight shirt, like tight costume. I don't even know what she's pretending to be, but she's in, emo kind of like weird mode. And then Tristan shows up, and I haven't seen him in half a year. And this is extra interesting because of what Jayan told me over the summer, telling me how Tristan broke Maisie's heart, etc. Anyways, I tapped Tristan's shoulder, I caught up with Tristan a little bit, I grabbed a drink, and then I went to see Tristan and Maisie again. And it's really cool. I've never, I see Maisie as a TA, and she's like, yeah, normal. And then I see her on set, and that's another level of knowing her. And then seeing her at a party, it's like, oh wow, you know. And I'm so glad that I'm seeing all of these people, and I'm in makeup, I'm acting weird, and I'm holding a camera. I'm pretty much in my best performance here. I'm showing the best side I could show. You know, I look nice, finally for once, and I'm doing what I love doing, which is filming stuff. So I'm holding a little camera, and yeah, and I continue filming stuff. I saw Ella Dunn, the girl who interviewed me after Hong Kong On Screen Film Festival, because she's talking to Riley, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're here!" And then I saw Riley, and Riley's like, "Yeah, this is Enoch. We work together now." And Ella's like surprised. He's like, "No way!" Again, it's like I give off this very uptight vibe. Ella interviewed me twice. The second time over Zoom, and we're just like working. And now we run into each other in a party, and she's smoking a cigarette, and she's in like this Batman thing, and she offered me a cigarette, and I was like, "No, I don't smoke. I will, but not now." And she's like, "No, that's great. I respect it." Um, and yeah, everyone's smoking and drinking, but I'm drinking. They ran out of vodka, which is sad. I wanted to drink at least something. But Shalin arrived with a bottle of what's the name of that thing? I've drunk it before. It's like, it's quite nice. It's very sweet, actually. Gave me a shot of that. I'm like, great. And then I also got a seltzer, and I just drink it all, and I feel okay. But yeah, it's really cool. And then, as if the party isn't crazy enough, okay, I saw Fin Liu and another South Asian Desi girl, right? I saw Fin Liu, which is nice, and I talked to Fin Liu a little bit. And every person I meet, especially people I know, people who are people who are characters in my story of USC, right? So like Tristan and Maisie, and then Fin Liu and Colin and Garrett. I asked them if they want to be on camera because I thought it would be great. Because I have a camera, might as well. I asked Fin Liu, and Fin Liu was like, what is this for?" I'm like, it's for a film, for click to view. And they're like, sure. So I filmed them a little bit. I filmed Colin for a little bit. It wasn't great. Sound was terrible. I couldn't focus. It was like a very bad environment for filming anything. And then, and then, as if the party isn't crazy enough, Matt Chan shows up, and Cheyenne's in front of him. Two of the scariest people in cams, for me. But I'm like, I've got to conquer my fears. So they were standing behind the DJ table, and I just walk up to them. And again, it's like, I think to them, I feel like kind of this uptight or this weird guy. But then I'm in my best performance. And I came up to them, and I asked them if they want to be on camera. And Matt Chan immediately said, no. And I looked at Cheyenne, and Cheyenne's like, why are you asking? Why do you feel like ashamed to ask? And that's such a Cheyenne thing to say. She's all about exhibitioning. She's all about fucking. She's all about fucking you and fucking. Like fuck you as in like middle finger, but also like fucking like sex. And so of course she would say like, why do you feel ashamed to ask? And I don't even know what to say to that. I'm just like letting that sink in. But eventually Matt Chan suddenly like got a call from NetSpend, but he wasn't sure if it's actually NetSpend or not. And then they started looking at the phone, so I filmed them during that. It was so random. It was so funny. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I walked around just drinking and talking and drinking and talking. Vibing to music. I don't really vibe unless it's an artist I know. Yeah, I don't really vibe. But Tristan's really vibing because Tristan gives off like high art kind of guy. But he's just vibing. He's just talking shit, jumping around, which again is like, Tristan seems like a problematic guy, but I think that's part of like the charm, I guess, and I guess that's what Maisie sees in him, I guess. But Yeah, and it's kind of a clusterfuck, and I'm kind of enjoying a clusterfuck. A lot of gay guys were hitting on me. Like there was this guy, I think she's trans. She's in Daenerys costume, and she's like, "Oh, nice costume, nice lipstick," and I'm like, "Haha." And then turns out she came with another guy who's gay, and he's pretending to be the dragon in Game of Thrones, and he's hitting on me, or like I don't even know if he's hitting on me or not, but he's just talking to me a lot, like getting like excited and interested, and like, "Oh, what are your costumes? What are you playing?" A lot of people come up to me asking me if I'm Conan Gray, and I'm like, I'm not. And then some people say I'm Sailor Moon, and I'm like, no. And only 5 people out of like maybe 40 something realize that I'm JoJo. And every time it's like, yeah, let's dap it up. Yeah, finally, you're the 5th person who knows. The DJ, who is this, I think they're non binary, I'm not even sure. They put off the headphones, maybe it's a he, headphones, and turned to me and was like, "Are you JoJo?" And I'm like, "Yes." So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then I met this girl, um, and yeah, I saw Claire Smith who helped work on Remain in Light, and I'm sure in her mind I'd pretty much forgotten about her, but I remember her, and I sort of said hi to her, talked about the film, and talked about how I saw her at Sammy Kwan's talk. And then, yeah, and then I met this other girl. It turns out she's a UCLA student. She's in criminal law. And we were just talking, like, what kind of Asian are you? And she's like, please be Chinese. And I'm like, technically, I said I'm from Hong Kong. And she's like, no way, I'm a Hong Konger too. And I'm like, Hong Kong American? And she's like, yeah. But that's still like good enough of a connection for us to have a chat. And she says she goes to Hong Kong like twice a year, which is crazy. So we talked and talked and talked, and she was so excited. She put both her hands on my shoulders, and I'm in a position where I'm. So also she's like not that young. She looks young, but it turns out she's like 21, about to turn 22. Unlike Jiayun, who just turned 20, you know. Um, but yeah, we talked and talked, and she's really excited. I told her I do film. I asked her what's her side hustle, and she said paleontology. That's a very good question because I feel like I need to ask everyone this question, like what's your side hustle, not as a job, but like what's your real interest, you know. And I talked about archaeology, and she got really interested. And she asked me what job I would do if I'm not in film. I said private detective. I'm always giving interesting answers, right? And then we talked and talked, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we gotta hang out, and like, yeah, we'll see each other, you know, let's hang out." And I asked her if she's from Monterey Park, and she's like, "Yes, you know." I'm like, "I just know, I just know." But yeah, that's really nice. I don't know. We got each other's Instagram. I only got 2 people's Instagrams today, which is fine. I'm not here to pick up girls, but that's cool. That's what happened with Jiayun. Um, but Jiayun's like, she's flames, man. She was standing out a lot. But yeah, this girl. She asked me if I drink a lot or if I smoke a lot, and I'm like, no. I only do it socially. Like if someone gives me vape, sure. But I don't do it. And I told her that I don't rely on substances to create art. And she's like, oh my god, I respect you. Same. And I'm so happy that I'm finally like mature enough to tell people I'm not a smoker, I'm not a drinker. And actually have a very good reason behind it. Not because, oh, I don't smoke because I don't want to die. It's more of like I don't smoke because this is my character, you know? It would be out of character for me to smoke. I will smoke in very special circumstances, but I'm not there yet. I know my persona and I play along with my persona. But yeah, she left and a bunch of people left. I saw Mariam, this half Persian, half Japanese girl, and talked to her for a little bit because I keep seeing her and I keep not speaking to her. There are a bunch of people where I keep seeing and I keep not speaking to. She's one of them because I saw her and I wanted to ask her if she wants a cameo in my film, but that's for like a long time later, so I don't really need to be concerned with that right now. But yeah, I got Maisie and Tristan and Matt Chan and Cheyenne and Finn Liu and all these weird people on camera. Like, almost all of the weirdest people from SCA just sort of turn up here. Giant's not here, sure. I'm sure there are like 10 other weird people that I'm not counting, but a lot of like central characters showed up. So yeah, even though I didn't get shit-faced, nothing that crazy happened. It feels tame, but I did meet a lot of people that I already know, and I showed them a side that I haven't shown before. Yeah, which is so interesting, and Riley's just having the fun time of his life, and again, he's 18, which is kind of crazy, and he's just like hanging out with girls and stuff, and yeah. So the party ended like at around 12. I kind of walked out and I saw Garrett and Colin and some others outside-ish, so I just talked to them, and they just wanted to go home. They're done. And it turns out the party ends at 12:30 anyways. So we started like forcing people to leave, and like some random kids tried to come in, and Colin and Garrett were like, "Did you pay? Also, don't come because we're ending anyways." And then I helped clean up the trash. And then at the very, very end, I wanted to film a shot, just like a single dialogue shot. I put on labs on Colin, and I wanted Anya to be in the shot, but she's gone. So I asked Rachel Shin to do it, and we did 3 takes of it, and it looked like trash. The sound was bad, the dialogue's clunky. I started directing. Like, there's no script. I just told Rachel to say something to Colin, and the performance is kind of off, and everything's off, and then suddenly I'm in director mode. I'm like, oh, the blocking, and the lighting, and the sound, and suddenly I'm like, okay, you know what, this is a bad environment. So I did 3 takes of it, it sounded weird, and I'm like, forget it. And so we just sort of left. But yeah, it's good. It's interesting that like I could be in party mode, and then once I switch to director mode, I'm realizing all these issues like focus and, you know, sound. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else. And then I left, took a lift home. Yeah, it's again really interesting. All these people like Matt and Cheyenne and Maisie and Finn Yu, and you know, even earlier today with Andrew Wu and Brandon Wu and Daniel Pan, it's like I'm kind of here now, you know. So that was a good feeling. I felt kind of melancholic yesterday, but I'm feeling much better today. And then tomorrow I have to be on set, which is just, oh. So I'm going to try to go to bed. It's like nearly 2 a.m. now, which sucks. Hopefully I hit the bed at 2:30, wake up at 6:30. Yeah. I think, yeah. I forgot to get my painting back from Roski. So after I got the Chipotle, I walked back to Roski, the door's closed. And good news is fall back. So tomorrow night, when it hits 3 a.m., it's going to go back to 2 a.m. And that is huge news because that means I can go to bed earlier by 1 hour. So, yeah.